Hi, Justin Taylor here in the YouTube room at Speco HQ. Today we're going to install an NXP for the first time. This process will include setting up an account, adding cameras, networking, and setting up a recording schedule. Now, while this may seem like a lot to do, we made this process quick and easy. Now, if you have any questions regarding this video or want to learn more, feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll be readily available to assist you. Also, there will be step-by-step timestamps in the description box. Now, let's get started with this installation. For this installation, I'll be using the N8 NXP, which is an 8-channel NVR. Let's first power up our unit by inserting the AC cord into the power input, and then connect your monitor to either the VGA or HDMI outputs. Once completed, we can now get started. After the NXP boots, you will be required to set up a password for your administrator. For this demonstration, I will simply enter 1234. I will then need to confirm it by entering it again. This will be identified as a weak password. I highly recommend creating a more complex password for your administrator. Use these bars here as a reference. You can have the option of utilizing secure questions. You can utilize the pre-configured questions or create a custom one. Let's now press OK. You will now be prompted to begin Easy Setup. This includes setting up your general settings, network, cameras, and recording schedules. Let's begin by clicking Next. First is the general settings. This setup includes configurations such as giving your NVR a name, setting up the language, how the hard drive handles recordings once full, date and time setup, and holiday setup. Once you've made your configurations, click Apply and then Next. Now we will network our NXP. By default, the NXP is set to this IP address. To change this, click on the icon under Edit. Now you can either manually assign an IP address to your NXP, or you can have your network automatically assign an IP to it by checking the box next to DHCP. Click OK once completed, click Apply, and let's move on to setting up our next configuration, which is DDNS. You'll see that there's already a DDNS set in place. You can change this by clicking the box, putting in your DDNS, and then pressing Enter. Be sure to check the box next to Enable, and then click Apply. Now let's move on to the next configuration. Next is setting up uPNP. I highly recommend enabling this feature, which you can do by checking the box next to Enable, so that you can open up all the listed ports for external access. This will save you time from having to log into your router and opening them yourself. Once completed, click Apply, and then move on to the next setup. We are now ready to add our IP cameras. I will cover two methods on how to add them to your NXP channels. If you look at the back of your NXP, you will see that there are multiple PoE ports. Directly connecting your IP camera to a PoE port will power up and display the camera on the channel it's associated with. The second method is searching your network for devices to assign to a channel. Click Device Search to scan your network. Seeing that I have quite a selection to work with, I can sort these devices by their columns. These columns include IP address, port, type, MAC address, protocol, and device name. You can also specify what type of devices you want listed by clicking the drop-down next to Show. As you can see, there are different types of Speco cameras. One is Speco A, the other is Speco B. Speco A is the main protocol for Speco's IP cameras. Speco B offers more control of select cameras through the NVR, such as changing image settings, video loss detection, camera offline detection, and updating camera firmware. Let's start with adding a Speco A camera. Selecting Speco A will filter out all cameras that do not support the Speco A protocol. Now we can locate our devices with ease. Check the box next to the device's IP address and then click Add. It looks like there's no video coming through to the channel. Let's take a look at the camera's settings to make sure everything is accurate. We can do this by clicking the icon under Modify. I see that the RTSP port is not consistent with the cameras. To change this port to the correct one, click the box and then enter the correct port number using the number pad. To find out your camera's port number, you can log into the camera and access its network settings. Or you could go to our website and access your camera's user manual. Once completed, re-enter your password again to make sure all information is consistent. Click Connect, and then click OK. And now we have live video coming in. Let's add a Speco B camera to a channel. Like before, check the box next to the camera and then click Add. And now that we have 4 cameras added to our NVR, let's set up a schedule by clicking Next. Looking at the interface, you will see 3 different recording types. There's continuous, motion, and sensor. You can create an individual schedule for each channel or create one to cover all of them. You can create a quick 24-hour schedule by clicking the gear icon, which will bring you to the periodic recording setup. Here you'll be able to assign multiple recording types over 6 different time periods. If you'd like, you could also copy them to multiple days. In this case, I will copy them to all 7 days of the week and set my recordings to continuous and motion. Once completed, click OK, and you'll see that now my schedule is set to continuous and motion for all 7 days of the week. Make sure you apply before proceeding. Here in the Easy Record setup, you can configure how your NXP will record. I recommend keeping it at auto as it will follow the schedule we've set in place. Setting it to manual will have a record regardless of your schedule, and off will not have a record at all. When ready, click Finish, and this completes the easy setup. Now our NXP is up and running. Remember, if you have any questions regarding the NXP or its setup, feel free to leave a question in the comments below. You could also contact our tech support team, who are more than happy to assist you, or go to our website at specotech.com. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for updates on future content. Thank you for watching, and thank you for choosing Speco.